Tune the Flames podcast. We're back for another week, another episode.
Indeed.
Cheers, my boy.
Yes, sir. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
That was a little, should have chilled it.
Jesus, something.
But as you know, we have my boy Phil here. Me, missing one. Family things going on this week. But, I mean, let's just jump right into it. We got the Olympics coming up.
Yes.
How do you feel about the whole Sha'carri Richardson thing?
It's interesting. Very interesting because, I mean, you know the rules. You know the rules. So there's no excuse.
I feel like rules are rules, but, I mean, there's no excuse to get caught. But you think she's the only athlete in the whole Olympics that's
No,
so sweet, or?
There's a microscope on her, obviously.
Yeah.
When you outperform everybody by a wide margin, too.
Certain things come with the territory.
Yeah. But you know the rules. Like I said, you know the rules. That's why she owned up to it and everything.
Right.
But there's no exceptions. Like Michael Phelps got suspended.
Right.
He didn't even test for it.
Did he not?
No.
They tested him.
He took a picture with a bong or something like that.
Oh, maybe he's trying to be cool on this one. You never know.
He got suspended for that. And that's a white athlete.
Yeah.
So we can't play the race card in this one.
Right.
So like I said, she knew what the rules were. So
Right.
you violated the rules, so it sucks.
Come with it, yeah.
But that's, I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, I do see something wrong with her not being picked for the relay team.
Relay.
That is something I feel is...
So how do you feel about that then? Get out there. Just put all the cards on the table.
Yeah, I feel that's a little... That's
So
a
why
race in
didn't
that
she
one.
get? What was the reason that they said she didn't get picked for the relay?
From what I read, they said they didn't pick her because they felt it would be... it wouldn't be proper for them to... It wouldn't be appropriate for them to let an athlete that got disqualified for another event to participate in an event. So they just didn't pick her on the team, which is
so if they did
bonkers.
if they did pick her for the relay, do you think other countries would go against it or feel some type of way about it?
If they got blasted, which they probably would, yeah, they would. So I mean, there's multiple ways to look at it,
right?
But I feel you take that risk if she's legal, if she's able to actually run and compete, then why not?
So, I mean, like you said, rules are rules. I feel like the way the world is going, I can't even say the world, the way our country has been going with, marijuana and legalization and everything, I think eventually it's going to be used as a rehab method for athletes.
Yeah.
I think because I feel like they're all going to be using it, and obviously not every state has legalized marijuana yet.
Yeah.
But that's just our country too. I don't know what the marijuana laws are in other countries. So I can see why it's like a big deal, you know what I mean? Because it's country competing against country.
Yeah.
It's not, this university versus this university, this state versus this state, or just a national stage. It's country versus country. I think that it is blown out of proportion because I feel like weed is weed. Like it's not going to enhance your performance, really.
If anything, it slows you down. So
so maybe it does enhance your performance because if it slows you down, maybe you are able to think. They say like
no, it literally
when you're great, the game becomes slower to you. So it's like
she needs to be as fast as she possibly could be. That's why I think they shape their hair.
Just she doesn't feel the ground. She's floating across the finish line.
I don't know.
But
THC.
I mean, I don't know.
They just made it legal in UFC for here in Nevada.
So
they just lifted that.
I don't think it's a huge deal.
It'll be,
but I think it's the right thing to do right now.
It'll be lifted all over after this, which sucks because what you think now? So she's suspended for this Olympics,
right? And then,
but it's lifted. It'll be lifted before the next one,
right? It changed the outcome of a lot of things, a lot of events.
It's just
now I can see if it was performance enhancing drugs like steroids or something like that, and that's cool. That's different. And
when LaMelo Ball, what your boy LaMelo Ball say?
I ain't in it. My dog. LaMelo. Shout out to LaMelo. That's my dog, bro.
If it ain't crack, let him run track.
I was like, he just gotta, stay off social media.
Take his phone. No, the funniest one I heard. I don't know. Well, I could care less how you guys take it. If it's crazy that it said females can, or in female sports, they can't smoke weed, but it's okay to have a penis.
So that was another thing. I forget the name, but it was like other athletes where they were saying, as a woman, you have too much testosterone. But if it was a transgender, like that rule goes out the window.
Yeah, like the world.
Like, how do you
contradictory? Is
what I mean? How do you measure that? I guess because obviously the more you train, the more you work out, like you're building more testosterone, like you're producing more testosterone. Your body does. So how do you measure that for each individual? Like a woman can only have so much. Like I don't know.
I don't even know how you measure it. Is it blood or?
I don't know either. But that goes along with steroids too, because steroids are supposed to help you produce more testosterone.
Well, testosterone helps.
But that goes in
for sure. It helps.
Well, yeah, but that goes across not just women; it goes across the board. You know what I mean? So you can't say, "Oh, she has too much testosterone for a woman." How do you know, like, the level that she was just naturally born with? Right? Like, that's I don't know. But then it's not measured for men or transgender or whatever, unless steroids are found in your system.
Well, I think it's stupid to let a transgender compete in a sport that's outside. Well, in their category, that's outside of their birth certificate. So if a person is born a man,
right? There's
no way they should be competing.
But identifies as a woman. She shouldn't compete.
There's no way they should. Right. There's a woman that does MMA.
And competes against what, men?
No. I mean, there's a transgender that does MMA. Man, originally is a man.
Right.
Sorry, is a man, but identifies as a
woman. Okay.
And big as hell. Beating the dog shit out of girls. That's.
But like,
that is domestic abuse.
How can you
file charges on her big ass?
But you can't.
His big ass.
You can't say you can't be in the UFC because then that's discrimination.
Oh, then you don't like us.
That's. I mean.
Then they're unified.
I mean, I
until it's convenient to be white again.
I see.
Boy,
take his cups. I see both sides. There's a lot of ideas going on in his mind right now. You see it?
I just came from Dave Chappelle. I heard that Dave Chappelle show. Dave Chappelle was an amazing show. But yeah,
dude. So I'm just gonna get off this topic, or you can blast it in the comments.
Yeah, blast away.
No, but so speaking of let's stay on this subject of sports.
Yeah,
the Olympics are happening. NBA Finals are happening now. Was Game 3 going to be coming up? So the MVP was Nikola Jokic, who
well deserved.
Honestly, I think there were a couple players this season that could have got MVP, and we don't have really an argument for it.
Well, I think that MVP needs to be reassessed.
I do too.
Because it's more based off of a team now.
Right. And how far you're going to the playoffs and what's your record.
Right. Because if you really go off of stats, it's like Westbrook has
easily.
Like the best overall stats. He out assist Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, he out rebound the big men. He outscored a lot of the people that are in the finals.
So if they reassessed it, would you say we need to do a MVP award and an MVP award, most valuable team? And then that would be like,
well, I mean,
that kind of is coach of the year. Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean, so how would you reassess it?
Championship too.
Right.
Well, I mean, exactly what it should be, the most valuable player. So if that player was not on that team, how would that team be? So, okay, if we were judging this season based off your reassessment, who would be your MVP? Would it be Steph Curry? Would it be Chris Paul, Damian Lillard? Would you keep it Jokic, Joel Embiid? There's just so many players. I mean, there's a lot of people that just went hard. I guess at that point, then you go and see, okay, well, who took their team the furthest? True. So I think that's maybe the route they go because No,
same as Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Does he deserve MVP? Yes. Yeah, but there's.
Well, he definitely deserves Final MVP. I don't think he didn't do this.
2 games. You can't say that. He deserves Finals MVP.
Well, I mean, playoffs. He's been
Finals MVP, not playoffs MVP. It's the finals. It's
well, I mean, without him right now, they would be down 0-2.
Without Devin Booker, they would too. Yes, Devin Booker has averaged over 30.
He has averaged over 30.
Over 30.
No, what did he have the first game?
Over 30.
He didn't
have the playoffs. He averaged over 25 for the season.
Yeah.
Over 30 in the playoffs. Or at least he's had 30 in 8 games in the playoffs.
Yeah, because Clippers put in some work on him.
Yeah, but I mean, so did he on them.
Not really.
He got his points.
I think his best game was like 28.
He struggled a little bit.
Yeah, because they were all over him, fouling him.
But he still was a threat. Without him on the team.
He's always a threat.
Right.
I mean,
I'm not even biased. That's my favorite player.
But without Chris Paul.
Shout out Devin Booker, D-Book, Suns in 4. You saw he gave that guy the tickets. So
yeah, I mean, somebody put 12,000 on Suns in 4.
I mean, I don't see why not. Like, I don't
blame
blame
them.
them. Right, I don't blame them because they could just be an adamant Suns fan. Or they could see something. They could know something.
You got 12,000 you could just throw on that bet.
They could know something.
You're not worried about losing the 12,000.
Right. Yeah. But they can know something too that we clearly don't know.
I don't know. That means Giannis is still putting up crazy numbers too.
So he absolutely had no help last game, which kind of sucks.
Middleton, he was forcing up some shots. I mean, they don't.
So
they don't have enough.
They do. They're a great team.
Yeah,
across the board,
right now they don't have enough performance by everyone.
That I agree with. Team-wise, total, they are a better team.
Absolutely,
absolutely. Performance-wise, no, because DeAndre Ayton is playing crazy.
You cannot let Bridges score 15 or 20 points. You can't let who's the backup point lefty that you don't like?
Cameron
Payne.
Yeah.
You cannot let
his
awkward. He's fast as shit.
I love Cameron Payne.
You cannot let him go for 15, 20.
So, Mikal Bridges, I feel like he plays his role very well. Jay Crowder plays his role very well.
Well, it's not even a role. They just play.
But that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
Though. The whole team is unselfish. They don't care who gets the shots up. They don't care who scores.
Well, Ayton was a little down. Coach had to talk to him.
Yeah, but he was down because he wasn't playing the best that he could play.
Well, he wasn't as aggressive as normally, and they weren't feeding him either.
Right, but
this is just not the need. There's no need for him right now.
But first of all, Monty Williams, great coach.
Absolutely, told him, hey, you set the bar high for yourself. Right. He's like, don't get discouraged. Go out there and get back the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's great coaching because it's great communication to your player. And I think that kind of adjusted DeAndre Ayton's focus.
Absolutely.
At the time, which is good. And it's not saying his focus was being selfish at the time. It's just he wants to be. You're in the finals. You want to play the best you can individually play to help your team collectively. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people were saying Giannis shouldn't guard DeAndre Ayton, Brook Lopez should guard him, this and that. But DeAndre Ayton's guarding Giannis, and
Giannis is doing everything.
Do it. I will take that though. I will take Giannis's 40 and 12 to get the dub. We're in the finals to win. We're not in the finals to stop Giannis.
Yeah, we need Middleton. Middleton has to go for 30. He has to go for 30. Holiday has to get 15, 18. Brook has to. Is it Brook?
Yeah, Brook.
Brook has to get. He needs 15. 15 and 10.
15 and
12.
15. I need that. I need more than that.
Well, Portis has been playing pretty good.
But Brook is a bigger, more solid player at center.
And he hasn't been playing bad either.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's played bad. They just haven't played to how they need to. PJ Tucker's out there to enforce and occasionally hit the corner three. He's not out there to average over 10.
Well, PJ Tucker, you're not hitting the corner three, and you're not locking anybody up. So why are you out there?
I mean, they all can play better. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel like they all. Giannis
out there like
he can still play better.
He had 41 last game.
He did.
Like, hey, give me the ball. He did. Just leave.
He did.
Y'all go back down court.
He did. He played great, but you can always play better. So he was 11 for 17 from free throw line.
Man, that's his free throws. You already know how I feel about free throws.
what percentage is that? 60 something?
Look, in my league, I miss my free throws, but I don't practice them, so I don't expect to make them. Honestly, I probably shoot 60%.
But he practices them.
Right.
He has to.
That's my thing. You get paid for it. I don't. I come in here and I shoot in that little basket, and I do pretty good.
That's your free throw?
Right. That's my free throw.
Yeah, I got my work in for the day.
I don't get paid
I got
for
my work
that
in
shit.
for the day.
Nah.
Shout out to anybody?
Right.
I mean,
millions of dollars, you should be shooting 80%.
I feel like free throws set the tone, like get your rhythm for everything else.
They're free points.
It's easy. So
you should be scoring, making them pay.
If I'm hitting free throws, well, I mean, most likely I am. Most likely I was. But I'm saying, anytime I shoot outside of that, I'm feeling like it's going in. Period. So
I mean, that's how it should.
But it's easy to say that. That's us. We've never been in the spotlight of the NBA Finals. We've never been in the NBA game. Never, you know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So it is what it is. But
and that's your fault, Silver.
But also,
should pick one of us up.
But also, what I'm saying is like his teammates know his game. They played all season with him. They know his game. Yeah. They know he's not expected to really go 85% for the free throw line. But he gave them everything he had last game.
He did.
Somebody got to do something else.
Yeah. But Drew Holiday has to step up, ain't he?
Drew Holiday is, I still think he's underrated in the league, period.
Absolutely.
He has to be more aggressive to prove it. And I understand what you're saying, like, you know, the ball got to go to Giannis, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez. But, like, who says it can't be a big three, big four? Like,
well, they got Chris Paul guarding him. And every time I look, he goes in and he posts Chris Paul up. But he doesn't. No, he scores. But he does it dribbling. It's not like they want to play and switch the big out like a power one. Right, and throw it inside to him. Work it inside out from there. But really what's killing them is the pick and roll. And when you can't guard a pick and roll, that's why the pick and roll is the pick and roll. Because it's so difficult to guard because stop switching, first of all. You can't switch that.
But you
can't switch it because then you have either Devin Booker or Chris Paul on a big man.
If you don't switch it, now you're trailing them. Big man has to like step up or something.
The help has to be there. You have to force
You got to trust your teammates. I 100% agree with you.
The rotation has to be there. The help has to come over and stop the lob to the big man.
Right.
Or throw it to the big man. The skip pass is what you have to force.
Right.
And then the other man has to close out and rotate.
Okay, but look.
That's all you have to do.
So when they do that, the skip pass is there, and either Jay Crowder or Mikal Bridges sitting in the corner, and they're hitting those threes. They're just hitting the shot right now. Or if you get there soon enough, they're quick. Their rotations are there. Wow, going around. There was a play last game where
but they're not hitting that high a percentage.
There was a play last game where the ball went around the court maybe 2-3 times. Ended up in DeAndre Ayton's hands for an and one layup, which that's just great basketball.
Yeah, but if a team beats you with great basketball,
and that's what I can say. That's what they beat them with.
That's a good loss.
I can say that's what they beat them with in 1 and 2. Great basketball.
Well, no, it's just not enough from Milwaukee and not enough defense.
That too.
That's what I'm saying. So
Phoenix is also playing great basketball.
Absolutely, they're playing amazing, but they're killing them with the pick and roll. Once you start defending the pick and roll, you slow them down. When you slow them down, the score slows down, and then you can outscore them. Because then they have to play catch up and they're going to jack up threes.
They've killed everybody with the pick and roll all season and threes all season because of the pick and roll.
Well,
so
lazy closeouts
to Chris Paul being there.
Lazy closeouts and no communication.
Devin Booker every team in the league
hits 2 right in Middleton's face. Yeah. And then on a pick, he's wide open.
Okay, but Book hasn't really shot. He hasn't shot great from 3-point land all season long.
He's a mid-range player mainly, but he's
right.
He's a shooter.
Right.
You can't count a shooter out ever.
I 100% agree. But, like I said, Phoenix Suns have killed everybody the whole season that way. So
but Milwaukee's known for defense.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just throwing some facts here.
Look, I'm not a coach.
The fact that they've killed everybody all season long with the pick and roll, does that attribute to Chris Paul being your point guard? Does that make him MVP? Or, in your opinion, should have made him MVP?
Right now, he's the best player on the court. Absolutely. Okay. And I mean, he's playing at an MVP level right now. 41, 31, 23.
Yeah.
In the last 3 games.
And it's not even like the numbers that but it's the impact that he's having with those numbers.
Yeah.
He's closing the games out. You know what I'm saying? But get the ball out of his hands. Oh, I can't. He's killing us right now.
Easy. Making him look effortless.
When you can make Patrick Beverley lose his head like that, he's killing himself.
But yeah. He's a monster, and
Pat just texted me too. Said he'll lock you up, but I'm just kidding.
he'll foul me up. I mean, he's in the league. He should. I doubt it, but hey, I'm open for that challenge. You know, I love challenges. Hey, I'll give you fucking business, Pat Beverly.
Speaking of relationships, Devin Booker and Chris Paul, I feel like they have a great relationship because they see Devin Booker as older than he is, an old soul, like a player beyond his age.
Yeah,
well beyond his age.
He reads the game
plays
very well.
He kind of resembles a old school two guard. Yeah, Kobe.
He just doesn't post up
yet, because he's still only 24. 24, been in the league 6 years. He's 24. It's crazy.
Was Jordan posting up?
Kobe didn't win his first MVP until 29.
I have no idea.
I think it was 29.
Yeah, Shaq.
So, well, yeah. That's tough.
Man,
but
do you think Shaq to play with? Oh, shit.
So I can admit, I
have 18 assists a game. Shaq shoot the three. Shoot the three.
Yeah, do it.
Shoot it.
So, okay. So, do you think Devin Booker will future be MVP of the league? Does that come out right? Does Devin Booker, will he be a future MVP of the league?
I don't think so because he doesn't do all the stats.
Yeah. There's still room for growth. He's
not really a great passer. He hasn't showcased it.
I don't know. You think Mikal Bridges and Sha'carri give me shots just from Chris Paul?
Like, I mean, when you look at it, it's like, who else does he have to go against? Yeah, he's gonna have to go against Giannis every year.
No, but okay. Scratch the East. Think about the West. Period. MVP wise, it's gonna be Dame, Steph,
LeBron,
Clay, LeBron, AD, Donovan Mitchell, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Luka Doncic, like
KD
in the West.
Oh, West.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many great players. So many great players in the league, but so many great players in the West alone. Not saying that he can't do it, because I think he will be MVP.
I don't think so. Because he doesn't put up enough other stats
yet. Like I said, he's
never like
knockdown shooter.
When does he have a triple double?
35.
You know what I'm saying?
Last game.
A triple double?
I'm just kidding. I was trying to.
I'm about to.
That was the only response I had. Nah, I just feel like he has everything, all the tools to be the future MVP of the league. But he just has to kind of fine tune each tool. So if you say he doesn't, he hasn't showcased his passing, maybe he will. His 3-point percentage is going to go up from one season. His points per game average will go up.
Yeah, shooting and scoring, but not assists or rebounds.
Right, but if you lead your
not steals either.
Okay, but if you
that's what I'm saying. The other categories, he's not.
And then your team goes the furthest based on how MVP is judged now.
No, because Joker was putting up. Damn, he was averaging almost triple double
as a center, as a 7-foot center, though. I mean,
right, but he has dimes, he gets rebounds, and he puts up monster points.
And that was this last year. I get it. I'm saying
Giannis does the same thing.
Embiid
does the same thing.
I get it.
He'll say that's who he has to compete with. So, don't get me wrong. Devin Booker is an amazing player. Always going to be an all-star and
put some respect on his name. I got you.
NBA All-Team and all that stuff.
You're right.
But MVP, the way it's... No, I mean, not even the way. Even if you graded it the way I was saying, it doesn't fit for him.
Yet. I'm going to say yet.
Yeah, you're just a really big fan.
No, but I am. But I also say, like, he's one of those players in the league who's going to put in the time and work to grow to develop a part of your game each year. You know what I'm saying? He's not just in the league to be in the league.
What did he do? What did they do last year without Chris Paul?
Went 8-0 in the bubble. So, okay. So tell me, what's the point of inviting a team who can go undefeated in the bubble to the bubble and then just send them home anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in that. They might as well just stay home. Like,
they only played 8 games and they were done.
Yeah. They went 8-0 in the bubble and got sent home because. I mean, I get it. The record prior to the I get it, but that's part of that growth process too, though.
So,
Because is this Monty Williams' first year? Is he coach there? Second. He ain't been there longer than 2.
Oh, maybe.
So you know what I'm saying? Like it's a.
Well, Chris Paul, what's Chris Paul? 30. He's got to be 36.
36.
So he got.
He's a GOAT.
2 years.
I heard he's playing to 50. I'm just kidding. Tom Brady.
Right, it's a different game.
Okay, but if he plays, maximum of 5 more years.
You're not playing 5 more years.
Well, I'm just saying. If he plays a maximum of 5 more years.
All those injuries already?
What injuries?
He just hurt his hand again last game.
Yeah, I know. His wrist. He got to get through 2 more games. 2 more. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even care who wins. I would like to see CP win one, and of course, I'd like to see Book win one. But the Bucks have been putting in work year after year to get there.
Fun fact.
Uh-oh.
What's his name that played for Milwaukee and is now on the Suns? The guy, he got hurt last game, taking that charge.
Oh, my
that
God.
wasn't really a charge. Huh?
Sarge? Him?
No,
he got hurt game 1.
Yeah, he got hurt on the jump step. The guy that took the charge,
plays on the Suns this year and was on the Bucks last year?
Yeah. So since he was on the Bucks for 8 games or more.
Whoever wins, you get a ring.
Yes.
That's Deion Waiters.
That's crazy.
Because it's Miami and Lakers. Deion Waiters was picked up. So he was like, look, I'm chilling. Even though he's a bucket, he should be in the league. Deion. Philly cheese. I don't know.
He was tripping. He was tripping.
I don't care. Philly cheese, you're a bucket. I'm on your team. You should be in the league.
I'm not on your team if you're a fucking idiot. If you go do dumb shit, ass. Hey, being in the league is a privilege.
Like what? Dumb stuff like what?
He was doing, if you look it up, I don't know. I saw when it happened.
A gummy or edible on the plane?
Look, if you violate the rule, we go back to Sha'carri. You violating the rules that you obviously know are rules. There are consequences. Don't think because you're in the NBA or Olympics that you are excluded from the rules. That's not how it works. Especially when you black. It definitely don't work that way.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Philly cheese need to be in the league. That boy's a bucket. That's all I'm saying.
He gets buckets, but
he is
like I said, when you do dumb shit, then
consequences come with it.
Shit happens.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's learned from his mistakes.
It's like me going to work and stealing shit and be like, oh, I didn't know I could steal. Yes, you knew you couldn't do that. Stop.
Come
on, dog.
So would you say that if everybody else is stealing from work? Because
I don't do what everybody else does.
I'm just saying. If it's something you like to do, say everybody else stealing. Everybody else at work is stealing. If you just have to like to steal, he's like, ooh, I'm gonna steal too. Everybody else in the league is smoking, and he just having a light to smoke. Yeah. Philly cheese should be in the league. He's a candidate every year for 6 man.
You should know the consequences, and then don't argue when they send your ass to China to play with the Shanghai Sharks.
He just gotta develop the relationship.
Even though you probably making shit ton of money.
Develop that relationship with Adam Silver, and then you.
Right. Yeah. Is he? Adam Silver?
Is he what?
Okay.
I don't think so. I ain't never heard. Just because he looked like his appearance.
Yeah, he looked.
Oh.
Not father.
Basketball? Oh, I didn't
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. He looked like it.
Yeah, I had no idea. Honestly,
but we'll take sponsorship of the NBA.
Well, speaking of relationships, yeah, you saying you want to have a relationship with Adam Silver?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck if he's gay or not.
Yeah. But I don't know. Okay, so stages of the relationship then. What would be the stages of your relationship with Adam Silver?
Well, first it would be a partnership as far as me making some money with the NBA.
Yeah. I'm just playing.
No.
Regular relationship.
Relationships, I think everybody knows the beginning stages of a relationship. And we're talking about,
it's different.
A romantic relationship. At the beginning, I say the first 3 months are like the fireworks stages. That's where everything is just perfect. Nobody's mad. There's no arguments. You think this person is perfect. And then that's when you start to see the crazy the lies, the cheating, all the shit really hits the fan, man.
Okay.
But me personally, you don't really know somebody unless you live with them or you fight them.
I just need you to break this down to me, walk this through to me. This topic is all you, because I'm single, not ready to mingle, because I like Pringles. I don't know. It's just like, I'm chilling. I've been chilling.
Just Dave's number will be at the bottom.
It's the Google Voice number.
Yeah, if you got a beard like this, you in. No. I mean, relationships, I don't know. Like I said, like I talked about last time, it's different stages. When you get older, you start to realize different things that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. I think this younger generation demands more than they demand things that they don't really have. Like, oh, I want a man with a job that pays 6 figures, a car, no kids, has his shit together. Well, then we look at it and you have a job that pays 3 figures, you don't have a car, you don't have your shit together, and you have like 4 kids. How can you ask for, something on you can't ask that. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get it most likely.
She knows a word.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't know.
There you go.
I'm saying, I'm speaking from there, but I don't know.
But
I get what you're saying.
Like I said, the first three months is the firework stages, and after that, you get to know somebody deeper. And if it stays like that, then there is some sort of bond there, and there's something that you can really connect to and keep. Mm-hmm. And then you maintain that. But I mean, it varies. A person can change when you live with them.
Right.
You learn a lot about a person when you live with them.
Right. Hygienic habits.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's it.
And you see a person every day. Yeah.
Speaking of every day, seeing a person, I've heard about a lot of relationships in this past quarantine, like failing, like
they either thrive
people got divorced, and
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Tired looking at your ass.
Man, the kids are crazy. Like, it's just a whole bunch of things going
tension.
on. Yeah, it's been crazy because you're not spending half the day at work or out somewhere or doing, I don't know, but you have to look in this person's face for 24 hours a day.
Right.
And you're realizing, like, man, I really hate this about you. I hate that about you. Well, oh my gosh, I despise this about you. And
it's because they didn't adapt with what's going on in the world. So in that type of scenario, you can't just think that, if you were working, you can't just be like, okay, well, I'm going to work my 8 hours here. I'm at home, and then act like after my 8 hours, just now getting home and doing a more routine. Right. Because now it's like
you have to juggle both.
Yeah. You have to balance it out. So you got to switch things up. You're at home. Yeah. Spend that time doing something different. Do things that you don't normally do. Right. Play those card games, board games, video games, whatever, or talk, communicate, have dinner at the table. Right. Communicate. And we started doing things
that goes out to effort.
Absolutely.
Putting in the effort, though.
If you don't, and you treat it like you're gone for the 8 hours, and then you show back up,
it's a little different.
And you want to, not really embrace your family. I don't know. It's weird. But they weren't changing it. People weren't changing it. A lot of people were. Right. And then you realize how much that other person gets on your nerves.
So I think that's a huge problem. Period. Not just in quarantine. Anything. Yeah. A person not being able to change or adapt to the other person. So after that, at 3 months, as you said, or maybe 6 months for some people, whatever it is, I feel like in a relationship, so this is kind of how I broke it down on my Instagram, like if I start to date a girl and, she grew up this way, I grew up this way. First of all, as men, we automatically have our, I guess, perspective of love or, what love is. And this love is, I gotta show you love. Hey, I bought you this. That's love. Because I was thinking about you throughout the day. That is so much love. She may have been, taught or her perspective on love could be, I'm not loved until, he does this, and that for me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if, as a man or as a woman, if you genuinely love that person, you're going to adapt to that. You're going to go out of your way to understand that person's love. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I'm dating a girl and she expects, you know, the man to cook to the whatever, and I happen to go in there, I'd never cooked a day before in my life. I'm used to eating out. I'm a guy, like, my last place, I had 4 roommates, and, you know, all we do is order pizza and this and that. But love is, hey, I ordered some pizza for you. She's like, I'm trying to eat pizza. Right, that's all I'm saying, though. Like, it's adapting. So now, she's not thinking, like, before that'd be great.
So how do you feel if, let's say you're working,
right,
and she's at home? You guys are already in a relationship.
Right.
She's at home.
Right.
No job. And you're working. Do you feel that when you get home, you should be doing duties? Huh? Yeah.
So I feel like, yes. So especially because like during quarantine, I know a lot of people got laid off. Some people still work from home. So I'm pretty sure there were plenty of mixed families that were, you know, working and not working.
Right.
If you're not working, whether you have kids or not, like, yes, some things should be done in the house. Like the dishes, the house should be clean, laundry.
You're saying you come home and do that?
No. If I'm working and she's not working, it's not because she's a female that she should be, you know, cleaning and stuff like that. It's because you have all day long.
Yeah, if the roles reversed.
If she was working and I got laid off, you know, I would try my best to clean how, you know, she cleaned. Typically women are more clean than guys, so I would try my best to clean how she cleaned, or you know, once in a while have dinner cooked if she likes me to cook, or you know, trash taking out, dishes, laundry, whatever.
Right.
If you have kids, you know, you have to have things done for the kids because a lot of kids were doing virtual learning, and so you gotta spend that time there. But you know, I also feel like that gets kind of boring in a quarantine situation.
That creates tension.
It does.
Absolutely.
It does.
So they get tired of doing the same thing over and over. And it seems like a never ending, because it is a job.
Right.
And they honestly should be paid for it. That is a very extensive job.
Right.
You know, and I think a lot of times it gets discredited because, you know, when kids were in that learning online, that shit was like the parent was the teacher.
I heard it was tough.
Yeah, because you have to sit there and learn with them.
Yeah.
All this weird stuff they learn now. Yeah. And so they do that, plus cleaning, laundry, you know, all this stuff is taken care of at home.
It gets redundant.
And then, you know, you get home and, you know, whoever's working, they worked and they on a shift. You don't know how that shift went. It could have been a shitty day at work, you know, super busy. Right. So now both people are tired and they get home and they don't really spend time with each other or see each other in the same light. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it kind of
a lot of disconnect happens.
Yeah.
So back to what I was saying, like that disconnect kind of happens because the understanding of each other's love. You know what I mean? So say you were the one working and she was the one not working. The understanding of her love and her understanding of how you love, that can cause either to disconnect or to connect. So she understands how you operate and how you think and want to go about your life, and whether your day was good or bad at work, she's just like, I am getting tired of this, but no matter what, like, I love him to death. I know he's out there working for us. I know it's hard time in life. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Or you are working, like, I've had a terrible day. Like, I hate working with these people, but it is what it is. I love her, and I understand how she loves, and I understand the fact that she's been going through this all day long, nonstop, every day. Well, so I'm going to go home and I'm going to text her and say, don't do laundry. I'm going to go home and do laundry, or I'm going to go home and cook, or I'm going to bring food home, or, you know, something to try to relieve the stress from each other. Right. That's where that connection gets stronger. But it's like a thin line, because that's very well where that disconnect can happen.
Absolutely. And I also think that a lot of people take it, I tell these people at work all the time, they don't bring the shit from your house to work, and don't 100%. Bring the shit from work to your house. Right. You keep them separate. Right. If you had a bad day at home, don't bring that shit to work. Right. It's a whole new day, whatever.
That compounds everything.
Whole new mindset. Yeah. You know, and then when you leave work, if you have a shitty day at work,
I'll bring that home.
Right. That's the worst thing you can do.
Especially if you have kids. And now your kids don't know. They're just,
right.
You know what I mean? So, I agree with that.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a mess. So.
But, like I said before, I think it comes down to effort. You have to want to understand your partner's love and understand how they operate and want to be better for them. That want to be better for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you can be like, hey, I'm gonna cook tonight, and no, I already got dinner made because I know you work hard. Like it's effort. It's nothing easy about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but I also think one of the most intimate forms of love is cooking together. I that's just me because I like to cook and whatever. I feel like one of the most intimate forms of love is cooking together because. It's a lot of fun things that can happen in the kitchen. Like you learn about.
I think maybe baking would be better.
I mean, I just don't have a huge appetite for sweets, but I will do it. I don't.
That's why you look like you do.
You're right. So no, but I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I would make a cake with my girl. Yeah. I would, and the cake sat there for a week. So
why are you singing?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because these mother love. No, I was kidding. I just feel like I found that connection with somebody to where we both are willing to go out of our way and put that effort in. But I also do have a problem with going out of my way for everybody, or so not even.
So you're girls. Too good for these females.
You're not gonna trap me into this. No, what I'm saying is you have to find that one where you are willing to do any and everything you can for them.
So you go to libraries and shit?
I would love to go to a library. That might be the best date I've ever been on.
He read a book in his life now.
But it might be the best date ever. I'm telling you, if I take a girl to the library, believe she's invited to game night. I ain't saying we get married, but we good. She invited to game night. She invited.
I can't say I've ever invited a girl to a library, but I mean at that point I wasn't really deep into reading like that.
It just depends on how your conversations go too. So I don't know. That would be dope. Or just to Barnes and Noble or I don't know. That'd be fire to me.
That's cool.
But yeah, I can honestly say I just haven't found the one to where I'm willing to go out of my way for her and she's willing to go out of her way for me.
Right.
But I also have struggled finding friends to where I feel like I will always go out of my way for people. You know what I mean? If you're drunk on the strip and you didn't plan to get that drunk and you said, hey, I can't drive. I'm the one that's willing to get up at 4 and come get you. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say I found too many friends that if I was the one out there and they would just answer the phone and come get you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's out there, but friendship-wise, I haven't found too many people like that, and relationship-wise, I haven't found that. So, I am a hopeless romantic as a man, but I do feel like there's someone for everybody.
Absolutely.
So, my number will be in the comment. No, I'm just kidding.
Ugly people, there's somebody out there for you too. No, I'm just playing.
Go out there and be ugly together. That's what I plan to be.
Hey, nobody's really ugly,
I feel like,
me personally, when you invest time into somebody,
right,
and you especially if you invested a lot of time to that person, you don't want to invest it into anybody else, and you don't want to waste that time that you've invested into that person,
right,
or lose it. But compromise.
That feeling has to go both ways too, because
absolutely,
if person A feels that way, person B is like, well, I'm gonna go invest some time over here. Then that becomes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also feel like if person A gets cheated on by person B, now person A moves on. Now they feel like F the world. They want to, screw up everybody that they meet. Now that's where
I think that's more females than male though.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't say I've been a lot of guys that have been like, oh, this girl cheated on me, so now I'm just gonna go do everybody dirty. Now I have known some, but I've known some that just did it from the
side.
side.
They might not just say it. I mean, I'm not saying that we know when they actually just start doing it or if they ever announce it. but you said some people that started right away or whatever. That could be from the point that you met them or the point that you interacted with them. But right before that could have been like, oh, this is my point. She did me like this. Now watch what I'm gonna be better than ever. To me, that's a weak mindset.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, but
I think it happens on both sides, and it's terrible.
I know
that's dumb to me.
Just dogs.
Because if it's a weak mindset, because if you let that person kind of dictate your future in that way, then it's like.
That's a weak mindset.
You can't let.
Ooh, we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. We can't let. Go check out his individual podcast, by the way. But you can't say, I got screwed over, so now I'm gonna screw everybody else over. That's weak. You can say
it's a terrible.
I got screwed over, but it's cool because I wish nothing but the best for that person and everybody else in the world. But I want that energy around me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue to do good and continue to put my good heart out there. And if it happens again, it happens again. But everything happens for a reason. I'm straight. It's going to hurt. Is it going to hurt? Yes.
True.
100%.
I can't say, I agree with what you're saying, but I can't say it pertains to everything because, especially with business, I've always, every time I have a business plan, strategy, or whatever idea, I always look to tell friends, family, and those closest to me.
Right.
And it's just like anytime that they've even remotely been involved,
right,
they fell out before anything can even happen, or not really done their part, or anything like that. So, me personally, I feel that the only person I can rely on is myself when I come to business. Sure. And I don't want to rely on other people because I feel if anybody is to let me down, it's going to be me.
Right.
And I know I'm not going to let myself down. And if I do, I know who to blame.
Right.
So that pertains to the same thing.
Correct.
So now when people are like, well, oh, she screwed me over, he screwed me over, did me wrong, so I'm just not going to give my heart to anybody else.
Right. That doesn't.
And I see a lot of females that are like that.
True.
Since this guy did me dirty, I'm not dating blacks anymore. I'm not dating Mexicans anymore because they've done me dirty. No, it's the people you picked.
Right.
And it really goes the same thing with me in business. It's the people I picked.
Right.
But personally,
that comes down to each person kind of reading the signs or seeing the red flags of the people that they picked, whether it be business, relationship, whatever. Because I feel like when I have a business idea or write out a plan or present this to somebody, I personally look for the negativity, the positivity, how their reaction is, what they're saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that I can kind of weed out ooh, that's not negativity. I'm instantly like, ooh, I'm not going to bring this to you anymore or anything else.
Yeah.
Because it kind of shows a mindset. That's also why honestly, so since I've known you, you can tell we've kind of narrowed out who we hang around, and you know what I mean.
It's narrower
each year, and as it should. Honestly, it should. Yeah. It should.
That's why I'm looking to expand it with. That's why I meant And I'm looking to expand it with people that not only can benefit us,
right,
but we can benefit them.
But then also, genuine. Last time we talked about the communication thing and learning to talk to people a certain way and this and that. Yeah. I know if I was to present something to you and we got into something this tomorrow or something like that, and I felt like I was doing my part, you were doing your part. I can talk to you someone like, hey, what's up? Step in, you know what I mean? Or you can talk to me if you felt like you was pulling more weight than me.
Absolutely.
So that goes a long way. Yeah. That relationship kind of goes a long way, and it means something. And ultimately, it's not just for the money; it's a passion about the business that you are running. You know what I mean? So I think both of those things kind of go hand in hand. And
before we get out, communication. You said that. I know we was talking before about grammar skills.
Oh God,
I got some funny shit for y'all. Hold on.
Oh God.
So
what? I'm interested. That's fine. You have a question. Clearly, interest was interested, but it just kind of I don't know.
So fast forward, I sent him
droid.
messages that I get because I do sell things online and I communicate with a lot of customers. If you are one of these customers, you're better than that. You're better than that. Even if you bought the product, you're better than that. Okay, just know that I read that and I look at you and I'm just like, wow. I understand slang, but slang, and this is a whole nother level. This is like a language.
It's not that bad. I've seen versions.
Shit.
Okay, so what? I'm interested. That's fine.
Spell interested.
IN space TERSTED. But that's what I said. I'm clearly interested. It's just maybe something happened. Maybe a typo.
Cool.
You responded. That's fine. Do you have a question? Personally, I feel like I proofread my message real quick, especially if it's a transaction or something like that. That's just me though.
Hey, I have typos too.
Do you have a question?
Never that guy.
Yes.
Yes.
YEST.
Oh, yes. Is that yesterday or is that yes?
Where you located? I'm here at Richmond, Henrico.
Okay. The listing clearly says Las Vegas too, but hey, I'm a nice guy.
What is Richmond, Henrico? Is that like?
No idea.
Did you look it up?
Nope.
Could be outskirts.
I wasn't selling him shit.
Could be
just to be honest. I was being a nice person.
You responded with Vegas, and he responded desperate.
First of all, if you ask for my damn number, my phone number,
You
out of nowhere,
You should know it. Yeah.
why?
Oh wait, that was the second message. This is the first message. I didn't see the first one. Okay. First message says, "I have one left." That was you.
Yeah.
What's the condition of it? Great condition.
Okay.
And does it stand in remote? Does it have to stand in remote?
That is in the description as well. If you guys read, which most people don't, you don't have to answer or ask these questions. But I'm a nice guy, so I answer them anyways. Continue.
No stand. Yes or remote. I don't think it'll fit in my car, so let me try to set up the...
He is not reading that how he wants to.
So, IIGHT.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, because I type that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's how I say it when I...
Alright.
Ion means I don't. ION. Think. It'll. Okay, it'll. ITA. I've never said that in text messages. It'll fit in my car. So let me try to TRYDA set up a way to pick it.
Oh my gosh. I almost threw my fucking phone through the window.
But you responded. Just let me know.
I will always respond politely and professionally until you get disrespectful. Then I get to get disrespectful as well. And if any one of you motherfuckers feel any type of way,
so disrespectful to each other, man. So aggressive.
send me a message. You already know how I get down. So it's all positivity until you get crazy and ignorant and disrespectful, and then I gotta beat your ass. Too much? Your camera died?
Yeah. But it died. But, between the pauses and everything.
That's fine. Still got mine. And I still beat your ass. Anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in. Another fucking episode. Between the Flames.
I don't know what
it's not between the... Well, I mean, it's still between the flames. There's no flames. Because right now it would be between the sweat.
Oh, yeah.
It would sound like a HBO soft porn movie or something. I don't know.
Take his cup from me. I said it at the start. I said at the end. Take
between the sweat. Start with 3 guys. That is not an HBO episode I want to see.
Oh my gosh. Leave your comments down below. Let us know some topics that you want us to discuss or how you guys feel about the topics we talked about tonight. Other than that, see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Be blessed.
Always.
Positivity. And I'll beat your ass.
Positively.
I'm positive I'll beat your ass.